following is a presentation of Main Street Media, your source for news, sports, and information on Main Street in Middle Tennessee.
Welcome in, everybody. It is Tuesday in Middle Tennessee. We've got lots of new stuff. So we're just going to call this New Stuff Tuesday. How about that? We've got a new book from Donald Miller, who wrote Blue Like Jazz, and we got new ways and new shows that are coming up, new projects, new music, and all sorts of good stuff, and a movie that's going to take place at the Palace Theater this weekend. Well, I want to welcome Justin Kulik into the room with us. Hi, Justin. How are you?
I'm good, Devin. How are you doing today?
You know, fabulous. I came in hot to this.
Absolutely. You know, that's the best way to come, like right off the mind there. I love it.
Well, apparently baby needs new tires because I slid a little bit. I didn't hit your car.
If you see a dent, it wasn't me.
It wasn't you. I say, yeah, it wasn't me. Somebody just went through the parking lot, but you see a big rut that's left in the mud. That was me.
Well, I will say, speaking of cars, when it snowed last week and I never got a chance to thank you, I'm sitting outside of my car, not really knowing what to do. There's like 8 inches of snow on my windshield. And so I just hit the defroster and I decide that I'm going to be here for about 45 minutes. Out of nowhere, like a superhero, comes Devin in a blizzard with a broom and like mouths to me, "Do you want me to get your window?" And I was like, "Yes, that would be amazing." Cleaned my window off. I was out in 5 minutes.
It's that maternal big sister instinct.
It was unbelievable. I was like, I had no idea that was even an option.
Well, it's always an option when it comes to me. And thanks to Tommy Bryan, who said, "Take this broom out. I think you might need it." And because it was his brilliance. I'll give total credit to Tommy Bryan. He's the one that saved our day. Let's see who's with us and who just joined us today. Oh, good morning, Steve Birdie, who is joining us today. Happy Tuesday to you and to Elizabeth, who gets things started. Elizabeth is our Miss Congeniality.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and if anybody leaves a message, she's usually the one to welcome you to the group. And
awesome.
And so is Steve. Hey, we got some new music that is fabulous that we're going to share today. But I want to start things out. Do you know anything about the wild horses in America?
I actually don't. I don't. You mean just as far as like horses that are not domesticated, right?
Right. There are the Bureau of Land Management kind of helps them along, and there are a lot of cattle ranchers out in the Old West, and because there's such a fascination with Yellowstone and with the West right now. I found this story, and it's really interesting. The wild Mustangs end up a lot of times in the slaughter pipeline. They try to fence them in and put them in government holding pens and things like that. It's not a good situation with what's going on. They round them up with helicopters, scares them half to death. But there's a movie that Robert Redford and Bruce Springsteen and his family, his wife Patty and his daughter, are part of, and they put together this film, and it's going to air at the Palace Theater this Friday night. Lord willing that we don't have snow again. That's in the forecast.
Oh, that's awesome. Wow, that sounds great. I love that theater.
And there are 2 women with the Mustang Association, the National Mustang Association, and they're riding across country on their Mustangs from Maine all the way to California.
No way.
And they're going to be here on Friday, and you can meet them and see it. But I wanted to share with you a clip of this upcoming movie the Mustangs. Palace Theater, and it's going to be free, you guys, this Friday night.
The Mustang is the most American animal. Strong, fast. He was the king of the plains. The ponies that the good guy rides are Mustangs. But the reality in the West was something really different. By 1970, it was at the brink of annihilation. Today, wild horses exist where we do not. In fact, after a century of decline, wild horse populations have been growing and growing. Right now, there's at least 80,000 wild horses living on public land, and nearly 50,000 in government storage. We now have an icon of freedom who's become a ward of the state. And I thought that there must be an interesting story behind that. Go to the places where wild horses are to really try and find out where we came from, where we're going, and how we got to where we are today.
They have all the ability in the world, but they don't have a voice. These horses, literally less than 120 days ago, never had human hands on them.
His job is really going to be just to bond with some veterans and maybe show them what a cool horse and Mustang can be.
If you bring your anger or you bring your bad day into it, they're going to respond to it.
Mustangs can look into your soul.
Thank you for giving me back my life.
It's a little bit of our history still left to actually go out and see a wild horse running free.
Yeah, we are a bunch of grandmas, and we are out darting. We have worked to lower the birth rate of the foals. By reducing their population growth, we aim to keep them free.
It's freedom. To know that all you have is where you stand.
Mustangs are basically a living embodiment of the America that we want. And we've got to find a way to preserve it, because in doing so, we preserve ourselves and the land that we love.
I almost can't talk after that.
That was unbelievable. That was crazy.
Well, you know, if Robert Redford's the executive producer and Bruce Springsteen helps put together the music with his wife, Patty Springsteen, and then their daughter's involved, Willie Nelson's on the soundtrack, Emmylou Harris, and a ton of great people. This is going to be a great film. It's free, and it's at the Palace Theater. Not a lot of seats in Gallatin, Tennessee, right there on the square.
Man, that's in the fact that they're actually riding in on Mustangs.
Yeah,
makes it that much cooler. And that I love that they're shedding light on that, because you know, to be honest, I don't know a whole lot about the horse world, so to speak.
Yeah.
So I didn't even know that there were actually wild horses still kind of running around. So I know that might sound ignorant of me, and I apologize.
No, it doesn't.
This is why it's awesome to know.
That's why this movie was made.
Right.
It's literally why it was made, and why we're doing what we're doing to promote the wild horses in America and trying to do something to save them, because they're doing a lot of things to promote overpopulation. But when you think about it, there's over 400,000 cattle
right.
in the West, and 50,000 or 40,000, I think, wild horses. And it's one of the few free things that there are in our country. I mean, they're absolutely this free, and I don't know, they're just amazing. And when they ride into that, and what they do is they go to these, they have these wild Mustang exhibitions, and they literally have horses that have never been touched by human hands, never been around humans. And by the end of it, they're riding in and people are standing on them. It's incredible. And there was a movie a while back about a wild Mustang who was part of the Pony Express, and he went around the world and he raced, and he went over to the desert and he raced against the Arabs, and I cannot remember the name.
Seabiscuit?
No, this was that's a thoroughbred, but this particular one, and I cannot think of the name of the movie, but somebody will.
El Dorado?
It's something like that. It's something like that. It's like a Spanish
actor
name.
in it? Yes.
Yeah, that cute actor. I don't want to say something Vitiligo, but that's not his name. But
I say it's El Dorado. I want to say it is, but it could not. It could possibly not be.
But so somebody's going to know the name because we've got the smartest viewers in the whole wide world. We're going to do that. In the meantime, one of my most precious friends, a hippie chick cowgirl, her name is Templeton Thompson, and she's always out with her horses, and she sings with them, and she did these things called the pasture sessions where she went out and sang with her horses. I thought that was a perfect song to play right after that.
Absolutely.
Hey, Bobo. Face down in the dirt, every inch of me hurts. Guess it wasn't such a perfect landing. Yeah, I'm still alive, not sure how I survived. It was a hell of a ride till it ended. I guess that's what you get when you leave. You don't always end up on your feet. Oh, there's easier ways I could go. Oh, but deep down inside me, I know I really have something to show when I get back on the road. Every now and again I get myself in a spin, face the true consequence of a fast turn. Every up, every down, every single go round, every fall I have found makes me stronger. So I'll knock all the dust off and then I'll get back in the saddle again. Oh, there's easier ways I could go. Oh, but deep down inside me, I know I really have something to show when I get that pony road. You get when you leave. You don't always end up on your feet. Oh yeah, there's easier ways I could go. Oh, but deep down inside me, I know I really have something to show when I get back on the road. Something to show when I get back on the road. Baby. When I get back on the road, yeah. Yeah. Baby girl. Baby boy. Well, Well, she talks about him, dreams about him, thinks about him all the time. She's got to have him, be lost without him. You can see it in her eyes. What is it? What is it with girls and horses? She says, now when I was a young girl, they were my whole world. They were my one safe place. Now that I'm older, I still lean on their shoulders. I still feel like that girl some days. What is it? What is it with girls and horses? Sometimes I want to give up and throw up my hands and say, enough's enough. But that's when I go and saddle up and run away till I'm okay, till I'm not afraid of staying in the game. Maybe that's what it is with girls and horses.
Love me some Templeton Thompson. She can be found at Templeton Thompson Music. She and her husband Sam Gay do amazing work. Follow them, and you can follow her videos. She does a lot of training. She works with those grooming gloves for hands-on and a lot of products. If you are into horses and want to see her, she does free training, not free training, but where she doesn't use a lot of ropes or anything like that. And it's freestyle training. And I don't know what it's called. Freedom training. That's what it's called. I watch Heartland too. Miranda Sullivan. Miranda said, can you get tickets in advance? I don't believe you can. I think it's first come, first serve to see the Mustangs this Friday night. Gary Holt from Equestrian Legacy, award-winning radio show. And he told me about it. He's going to be there, and our Mustang girls are riding in, and he's already found one of the Mustang girls. I think we're going to talk to them this week.
Oh, that'd be great. That'd be awesome to hear. I have tons of questions.
I know. Me too. Hey, new books are coming out. And I know your dad, who just checked in with us, Chris Kulik, just checked in with us. And he and I have a love of motivational books.
Mm-hmm.
We both, it is so funny because I would go into his office at work and I would see, a book that I just got. So it's like, that's what we do. And there's an organization called Get Motivated, and they're going to have some of the biggest motivational speakers in the world in Nashville coming up. And it was going to be in September. All these same people are coming back in March, but let's take a look. There I am. No worries. Well, that particular, because of COVID, everything's been kind of crazy, but Get Motivated is going to be at the Municipal Auditorium March 9th from 8 until 4. And you can get tickets by calling 1-888-950-2060. That's 1-888-950-2060. And some of the best motivational speakers in the world will be here. Les Brown is fantastic. I've seen him before, and it's been a while, but I have seen him, and he's just fantastic. And speaking of books, did you ever hear of a guy named Donald Miller? He wrote a book called Blue Like Jazz.
Really, his name sounds really familiar, but I don't want to say that I do know him. But
yeah, well, it's one of those kind of books that kind of went around, and the millennials just went absolutely berserk over it. And I don't know, you're Gen Z, right? Is that what you are?
I don't honestly, I guess I'm millennial, 26. So somewhere in the gray area.
Yeah, it's like me. I'm the young end of the boomers, and so there you go. That's what we are.
We're riding the fence.
Yeah, we are. We're riding the fence or the range, depending upon the moment. But Blue Light Jazz was a big time bestseller, and it kind of kicked off the career for Donald Miller. And he's got a brand new book that just came out this month.
Millions of us have lost interest in our own lives. We're restless, we're bored, we wish something interesting would happen. We wish we were experiencing a sense of meaning in our lives, yet time is passing. Every day we lose another day, and the experience we're having in life is just not very interesting. Well, the reason we've lost interest is because our life is actually a story, and the story we are living is boring, or it's non-existent. It's like we're sitting in the theater of our own mind, we're watching a screen, and nothing is happening. I think the reason it's not interesting is because we've trusted fate to write that story rather than trusting ourselves to actually live into a story. That begs the question, though, how do you actually live into a story and experience meaning? My new book, Hero on a Mission, explores how to live an interesting story so that your life feels more meaningful. What would it look like to wake up every morning and say, I like my life, I like the things I'm trying to build in the world. Yes, it's hard. Yes, there are tragedies. Yes, I'm sad sometimes, but I'm never not interested. I'm interested in how this thing works out. If that sounds good to you, Hero on a Mission is an exploration of those ideas, but it's not just a philosophical explanation, it's a step-by-step plan. And that's why this book actually comes with a life plan and a daily planner, a page that you can fill out that acts as a morning ritual to help you realize how interesting your story is, help you remember what that story is, and help you take action on that story. I wrote this book based on personal experience. As a writer, I spent years studying stories and studying heroes and stories, and realized through that experience that my life actually felt pretty meaningless and pretty sad and pretty boring because I was thinking of myself as a victim in a story rather than a hero in a story. And then I started to do the things in my life that heroes do. I began to experience that transformation for myself. And now I don't wake up uninterested in my own story. I always have a deep experience of meaning. Even if it's a sad day, even if tragedy happens, even if I'm angry, whatever, it's still an interesting story. And I would take that sense of meaning over anything else that anybody could offer me. And if we want to transform in our lives, we have to dive into a story of our own making too. We can't just trust fate to write a story for us. We take control of our lives, we live a story, we experience meaning, and we transform. It's all here in Hero on a Mission.
I just can't get enough of starting the new year, our 22 days of positivity with 22 shows on the weekdays of January. It's exciting. It's just very, very exciting to see, new things that kind of get you going. And we're talking about decluttering. We're talking about organizing. We're talking about just taking a reboot for life.
Right.
This weekend on Saturday, we moved our reboot. Terry Pugh and I, who have our show on Wednesdays at noon called Launch Date.
She's awesome. Love
Isn't she good?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Big fan.
She's my life coach. And we are going to have a get together. I think there are 3 spots left. You can go to terrypugh.com if you'd like to join us on Saturday. It's at Terry's office. There are only a few slots. It's going to be, we're not going to check anybody at the door, but we're going to say, if you're well and able, you can wear your mask. You can not wear your mask, whatever you want to do. You can come on in, but there are only 3 slots left. Go to terrypugh.com and get in touch with her if you want to be a part of that. We talked last week about a bookstore, and since we're talking about new books, I thought it'd be appropriate for us to play that story again, just in case you missed it. The mom and pop bookstores, we love to tell their stories. And we were talking about, Justin, we don't really run ads on this show.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
We just tell brand stories.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's something you're not really understanding that, it doesn't seem like an ad because it really is just sharing something that you just didn't know was there.
And when I find places and I want to talk about them, I look at it this way. I go, I'd rather hear a story about a place. That's going to make me want to go in rather than buy or whatever.
Exactly.
This little place, people pass it all the time. And I loved it when I did the story and people say, wow, I've seen that place. I just wondered what they did.
Right.
And I go, well, they sell books.
Exactly. Yeah, you took the words that I was trying to say and said it perfectly. That's exactly what.
Well, here's this place. It's adorable. It's right off the square in Lebanon. Every first Tuesday they have their book club, and I swear to you, it looks like a Harry Potter bookstore, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. Yeah, it does. It's like to go get your wand.
Yes,
like right in the back.
Truly, I know. So you guys, if you didn't see the story last week, here it is, and it's a place where you can go and order or get Donald Miller's new book. When you visit Lebanon, Tennessee, and you go to the beautiful square with all sorts of things to do and little shops to visit and good things to eat, don't pass up an unassuming little building called Harper's Books. From the painted front windows, there lies within all the magic of Narnia. We got to meet James Kamer, who told us the story of Harper's Books.
Well, we opened in July of 2017. Just always wanted to open a bookstore, and Lebanon really needed one, so we set out to fill that need. We have a selection of new books. We have used books. We try to. We don't have an infinite amount of space, but we try to, meet the needs with what we've got.
You're starting back your book club, and it's going to be meeting right here in Harper's?
Yes, yeah. We meet in the back, in the back there, starting around 6 o'clock, and we just kind of see how. Tonight's the first night we're doing it since. We're restarting it. We stopped it a couple of years ago, so now we stopped it last year. So we're gonna start it back up and see how it goes.
Do you take books from the public? I mean, you?
Yeah, we do trade credit on used books that are in good condition, and it's stuff that we can sell. So if it's just a book that I might sell for $1, you would get maybe 50 cents for it, just depending.
Nice.
So you get a trade credit for in-store credit.
Oh, that is fantastic. Wonderful. And it's just books? I see some gifts and some things like that.
I've got, other things I carry. I carry a lot of puzzles and candles and journals. We also have a little section in the back of DVDs and a few CDs. So we try to do the best we can with the space we have.
Falling through the night, feeling when you've taken flight, worlds below diminishing and clear, whisper in your ear. Galaxies and midnight roadways, endless where you are. Here among the stars.
I love that place. You can find them on Facebook, Harper's Books, and find out all the events that they've got coming up. Maybe you want to do a book signing somewhere. I suggest them. And if you have a mom and pop store and you want us to tell your brand story, just reach out to us. devinoday@gmail.com. It's easy to get in touch with me, or if you want to be a guest on the show. Are you a fan, Justin, of those 911 shows? I don't mean the reality shows. I mean the 911.
Like cops.
Kind of, but less reality. That there's one with Rob Lowe that is on Fox that I just absolutely love, and it's 911 Lone Star. They just started their new season, and it is New Stuff Tuesday, and it's on Monday nights on Fox. And I've kind of have it on the brain because it just popped up in my Hulu stream.
Right.
It's like
I'm a big Rob Lowe fan, so
I am too. His book, his audio book, is incredible.
Oh, is it?
Oh my gosh. It was the his autobiography.
Okay.
And oh my gosh, it's so good. And I wanted to mention Miranda Sullivan mentioned Robin Ruddy has a book. Let me see, Miranda. Robin Ruddy's Cocoa Nuggets, The 10 Secrets to Success. I'm going to reach out to her because she's one of the best guitar players, singer-songwriter, steel slide players in this town.
Oh
She's
my gosh.
She's
that
just
instrument is I can't even begin to understand how to start playing a steel guitar. That seems so difficult.
It's got so much going on.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Your feet are doing stuff, your knees are doing stuff, your hands are doing stuff. And
very
it's
much respect for people that can do that.
Me too. Me too. So anyway, I would love, and Elizabeth says she loves both the original and Lone Star 911. Well, I just thought what we'd do is, this is the season upcoming. I mean, I don't know how they do these special effects. I don't know how they have done them, but take a look.
All right, everybody, let's go. This season, the stakes are mammoth.
911, what's your emergency? We really come out of the box on this one.
The 126 has been completely torn apart. We lead the season off with an ice storm. You have people fall into lakes, buildings collapse under the weight of the snow.
Everybody get out the building right now. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
The show looks like a thrill ride more than ever this year.
Judd and Grace find out that they're going to be new parents. Seems like it's always one thing after the other.
Captain Owen Strand requesting emergency assistance.
Can't you see? Don't you know what I am? I'm a man with a plan, and it's time you understand.
Season 3 is going to knock everyone's socks off. My favorite part of this show is the human interaction.
After that big fallout with Billy, what do we do to maintain our connection?
You're officially trespassing.
It's definitely going to be crazy. I can't wait for you guys to watch it.
How serious is it, Nancy?
Honestly, it's not good.
I take a lot of pride in portraying first responders because they are actual heroes.
You guys have no idea what we have coming in for you.
We are home, we are family, we are things to do and places to see. Mom and pop, local grown, small business Saturdays. We are Main Street, Main Street, Main Street. We are your Main Street today.
That is Troy Castellano's version of our theme song. If you want to take a stab at our theme song, all you've got to do is just reach out to me. I'll send you the lyric, and you can do it with whatever tune that you want to do it. You can instrumentalize it any way you want. I made that word up, Justin.
Hey, all words are made up.
Instrumentalize it. You want? I'm dying for a ukulele, kind of a SpongeBob version.
Yeah, like maybe like a mandolin.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. Like a Jason Mraz type.
Yeah. Maybe we
So
get
many
your dad to do one.
Oh, I know he'd do it. I know he'd do it. He likes taking on challenges like that. So
I think we need to. I think we need to. Well, we're going to close things out with Lisa Richard, who sings our Sing Out every week and every day. And it's a song called Together. And that's what we love about this show. It kind of brings us together every day at 11 o'clock. If you'd like to be a part of our show, be a guest, or get the word out about your business, devinoday@gmail.com, and we'll get right back to you. We've got a lot of fun things coming up. Tomorrow's Wagon Tails Wednesday. So we just going to load her up. Little stories.
Oh, yeah. I love Wagon Tail Wednesdays. Anything with a puppy dog.
Yeah, puppy dogs, kitty cats, lizards.
Gerbils.
Yeah.
They're cool, too.
Ferrets, which are literally snakes with fur.
Is a mongoose and a ferret, they're two different things, right?
I'm
asking for a friend because I obviously know.
I just know Ricky Tikki Tavi was one of those things. I don't know.
Maybe it's a ferret when it's like a bad A, you know?
Yeah. And a honey badger is like that. Talk about the bad A1. Yeah.
Right, exactly. Like we don't.
This is the internet. We say badass. I mean, it's okay.
Okay, cool. Yeah, exactly.
Thank you guys for joining us. Remember, be safe, be kind, and remember, most of all, you are loved. Take us home.
Nothing like like the sunrise with your coffee in the morning, or taking a good book off the shelf. Another thing I love the most than being on my own is together with everybody else. Together, like a silent Sunday summer. Together,